Question. Have you ever heard a self-made millionaire or even a billionaire seemingly credit all of their success to someone else? Usually this person is a mentor who taught them important life lessons, or a parent who raised them on strong values and taught them the importance of hard work. Not everyone is lucky enough to have a highly influential person in their life, but by the end of this video, you'll have a good understanding of some of the key traits that led the wealthy to their success, as well as how you can incorporate them into your own life. Now, throughout this video, one thing you might notice is that some of these traits will tie into one another. And that's important because it means that if you can just pick one of these traits and stick to it, you'll increase your odds of picking up the other traits as well. And before you know it, you could be the next self-made millionaire. Number 1, they have the basics figured out. If I were to ask you to describe the lifestyle of a wealthy person, chances are you'd end up describing not just somebody who focuses on making money, but someone who has their entire life figured out. And that's not by mistake. Generally speaking, it's actually quite accurate. The lifestyle of highly successful individuals tend to be centered around not just earning money, but towards becoming the best version of themselves. Take health, for example. In a study conducted on self-made millionaires, 76% were found to have exercised for at least 30 minutes a day. And this in addition to being more conscious of the foods that make up their diets. High net worth individuals have also been shown to read a substantial amount more than the average person. And quite possibly the most notable part of their lifestyle, they wake up early, usually from around 6 a.m. to as early as 4 a.m., trading in their late nights for a productive start to their day. It'll take discipline, but if you're someone who's been looking to turn their life around and build stability, this is arguably the best place to start. Compared to the evening, there are much fewer distractions in the early morning, and if you can dedicate just 2 to 3 hours at the start of your day to pursuing your goals, you'll most likely begin to see progress faster than you'd ever expected. Number 2, they think long-term. It's easy to look at the wealthy and forget that more often than not, they didn't gain their success overnight. In fact, for most notable entrepreneurs, professionals, and even entertainers, their success came only after multiple failures. One of the most common mistakes people make when trying to build wealth is trying to do so too quickly or too easily. While some do find immediate success, for most of us, the path to reaching our financial goals is a journey, and one that looks a little bit different for everybody. But the truth is, regardless of the avenue you choose, there's no substitute for hard work and long-term dedication to a goal. And if you want to succeed, it's important that you embrace this. Number 3, they're optimistic. For most of us, failure is inevitable. As we just discussed, very few will be lucky enough to become successful on their first attempt. Even some of the most successful people of today's world have had several failures of their own. Those that eventually do attain success are usually those who are determined to succeed, no matter how many attempts it may take. Optimism is essential to reaching your goals, and a lack of optimism is enough to prevent you from pursuing your goals altogether, let alone continuing on after multiple failures. Maintaining a positive outlook on your goals is one of the key drivers to success, and oftentimes, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will either. Number 4, they take responsibility. Also known as an internal locus of control, the wealthy, more so than others, tend to believe that they themselves are in control of the outcomes of the events in their lives. And this is important because it causes them to consider the implications of every action they take. They are constantly evaluating the potential results of the things they do, in addition to the things that they do not do. Embracing an internal locus of control will have a substantial impact on your odds of building wealth because it will force you to consider what actions you must take as well as what you must avoid in order to reach your goals. Much like with optimism, You may also find that embracing this mindset helps you overcome procrastination and hesitation on taking the necessary steps to lead yourself to success. While optimism is believing that things will work out, an internal locus of control means believing that the positive outcome will be a direct result of your own actions, making these two traits a very powerful combination in keeping yourself on track. Number 5. They aren't afraid of risk. Having a fear of financial risk is actually quite common, and it makes sense. One is far less likely to be planning their next business venture or investment if they struggle to make ends meet. And for many, the reality is that even the smallest unforeseen expense can spell disaster, with nearly half of all Americans being unable to afford just a $500 emergency. For that reason, avoiding financial risk is understandable, and this is especially true if there are others who depend on you. But taking calculated risks is what has led almost all self-made millionaires and billionaires to where they are today. And you might be surprised to find out just how many successful people started out with nothing. Ever heard of Nick Woodman? He invented the GoPro. After coming up with the idea, he discovered he wasn't able to create the product on his own. In response, he moved back in with his parents and worked several odd jobs, including selling seashells out of the back of his van in order to make the money he needed to invest in his idea. All of this led to the company and product that we know today, and he's now worth an estimated $300 million. Covering the necessities is priority number 1. But if possible, try to cut out non-essential expenses and save up some money to invest in your dreams. If you're smart about it and plan thoroughly, it just might lead you further than you had ever imagined. Now that you know the 5 traits that the wealthy have in common, you can use them to improve your own mindset. With a little bit of effort and consistency, these lifestyle changes can have a substantial impact in the long run. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and leave a comment about which of these traits you think is most important. And don't forget to subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.